A lot of people ask me, how the hell did you get into esports journalism and writing about esports? Well, it's very simple. You find a place to write, like Medium, or you can literally make a Word document, or you can go on Reddit and write down what you think about anything. Like, as long as it's your own take, then it's unique instantly.
A lot of this industry, since we're so new and young, the way to get into it is to just be willing to be there and do the hours. And we're at this awkward balance now, the tipping point where you have to know when to stand up for yourself and know when to kind of be flexible and kind of get the crap hours to get there.
People often ask me, how do you get into it? You need to know about the game, and a lot of people then complain, well, there's no opportunities, you can't just walk straight into a CWL event though. You have to speak to smaller tournament organisers, online tournament organisers, and if you can't get in there, you cast your own games, go on YouTube, start commentating over your own gameplay, however bad it is, of course.
I started casting games and was paid like $5 or $7 an hour, casted everything I could do, Halo, like Dota, Warcraft 3, CS, any game you could think of back then, for just like $5 or $7 an hour. Of course, I wasn't paid for a long time, and I made it when I was probably 21.
Take anything you can get, volunteer roles, if it's not paid. I think a lot of people now, they feel like they're owed. They do a little bit in the scene, they own their own organisation for a year, and then they think, okay, I'm now owed a paid position. I don't think you should ever look at it like that.
I think the hardest thing to do is just start. It's just a case of, right, sitting down your laptop and just doing it. Don't overthink it. Don't message everyone going, oh, how do I start? Because you know how to start.
It was a bit of a scrounging at the first time. Like the first couple of years, I had, I think, 5 jobs sometimes in some years. My taxes were crazy, but I still only made like 16 grand in a year. It was harrowing, but I love my job and I love the friends that I have from it, and I get to work on something that I absolutely love all the time.
It's never like a full paid job straight away in this sort of thing. There's too many people who want to do it, so you have to stand out and you have to make yourself maybe potentially do some things online for free, but then when things get bigger, then obviously that's when you start getting the paid sort of thing.
I decided that I wanted to be a team owner, but I knew that I was definitely not experienced or qualified enough to be that person. So I guess from 17 I had this lifelong plan of working towards that goal. So first of all, I was a competitive gamer because I wanted to understand what a player would need as a gamer throughout the years. The next step that I did was I pursued being a professional caster to try to understand what the community wants, what makes someone excited about esports, because I was excited about esports. I love esports and all of that, and I wanted to share that excitement with everyone.
So getting into casting now is really, really difficult, but if you love doing it and you see yourself as being somebody up there on the main stage, probably more than me, but if you see yourself being up there on the main stage, you pursue at it. It's much harder now to get into it than it was when I got into it. When I got into it, nobody really wanted to do it. Nobody was doing it, and if anybody was, they were doing it for favours, that sort of thing. And I just pursued it because I really enjoyed it. And for me at first as well, it was one of these things where I was getting paid to go to events, like even just travel and accommodation, and I would go because I enjoyed hanging out with my friends. Do it if it is that case. If you enjoy doing it, that's the main thing. But I will say it is very, very difficult. I think a lot of some people maybe have unrealistic expectations that they're going to be invited to champs next year. Like, it is a hard road to go through. We were lucky in the respect that we got in at the right time, but there is still opportunity for people. We're always looking for new talent, and if you are good enough, you will be able to make it if you try your hardest.
Apply to anything, literally anything you can get. If you can get it, if it's 1 day a week, if it's 2 days a week, anything, just apply to it, get some experience under your belt, because everybody's looking for experience, but how do you get it? And people are looking for paid positions, but how do you get that? And if you leave it too late and you're turning 20, 22, then you're like, I can only take paid positions because I'm at that stage now where I've got a lot of bills to pay. I can only do that. So get it whilst you're young. I mean, I did volunteer for 3 years until I got my paid position, but realistically this day and age there's so many job opportunities, so grab up anything you can get.
It was really hard for me to even get a job as esports. People would literally tell me that we're not hiring you because you're a girl or you're a woman. That's straight out to my face, and they're not ashamed to say that. There have been a lot of women over the years, not only me, who has done a lot for the industry by opening doors for people, by daring to even be in esports. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, creatives, it's difficult, you're taking photos, you're doing videos, but if you're at an event, regardless of being paid for, just take a photo of every single team. Do a little video of every single team possible. Post it on Twitter, they're going to follow you, they're going to retweet it, they're going to share it. And it's the same thing for digital marketing or whatever industry you're interested in.
So it's just a case of finding a place to write. You don't really worry about getting paid straight away. and write and write and write and write and write. Just everything that you're interested in, and also while you're doing that, read other people's work so you can kind of see where you're potentially going wrong, what kind of formats you can use, what people are actually interested in engaging with, and over time you can start asking other people to read your work. Maybe don't do it straight away if you're not feeling too confident, but over time, when you're happy with what you're doing, get some outside input, either from someone like myself or just like a family member, whoever, and you'll soon find out if you've got a knack for it.
I truly believe that if you really want something, if you work towards it, you will get it. It's about finding that purpose, finding that reason to wake up every morning and be super excited. Don't be afraid of rejection. Yes, sometimes people might not reply to you. Sometimes he might tell you straight out, we're not gonna hire women. But don't stop trying, because there are people who would value you if you really have the skills to do it.
Just try and jump in where you can. You need to find and create an opportunity for yourself if you want to get to this sort of level. And yeah, you just have to keep working on it, watching back what you're doing. But the industry's still young, and you just got to keep plugging away and getting in, doing whatever you can to find those opportunities.
If you want something, I can tell you this. I came from a country where it was impossible to do esports, but I believe in it. So I left my country to pursue it, and if I can do it, so can you.